Okay, here we go. Last 4 issues. I've been waiting for these for ages, it seems. They were supposed to be delivered just after Christmas Day. Well, that was the dispatch date, and it's only just arrived, and it's now the 9th of January. So anyway, glad they're all here. For some reason they've sent an extra binder, but what are you going to do? 97, issue 97. And there's a lot to do in this one. A lot. So you get a camera, some plastic component or cable labels, lens cover, some cable ties and some fixing screws. And then you've got to do this and this. Battery boxes, and making sure all the connections are correct, and I will double check against the online magazine version of this because that's more up to date, and I know there's a couple of colour mistakes on this, I believe on those 2 sensors. Anyway, let's see what we've got. Right, in this issue you get these little labelling tags, which, yeah, not the easiest to read, but there you go. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. And you get some cable ties, get the camera, get some fixing screws, a new lens cover that's very very transparent compared to the other one, and that's for so you can do facial recognition. Yeah, so let's crack on with the build. Right, so let's crack on. The first thing we need to do is locate on these left hand IR and right hand IR, which to me looks like those 2 bottom ones. So with my sprue cutters, cut those off. And with R2, you've got to think of it as if you're actually sat inside him. So what is your potential left hand side is R2's left, and right hand side is R2's right. That's the way to work it through. So on these sensors, that will be the right hand IR, and we just clip that on to the cable. Like that. Right, and this one will be the left hand one. And that will clip on just the same as the other one did. Like that. Right, okay. So what we're going to do then is I'll move round this. I'll just show you those with my other camera. So there you go. Clear as mud. So that's the left. Okay, so what we've got to do then is just go all the way around, labelling up everything according to the magazines. Well, the magazine, there's not 2 of them. And then we'll just crack on with this, and I'll speed all this up or just edit it out because it's going to be quite boring for you to watch. Right, next stage. So that was that took extra long time. I had to take one of the legs apart because one of the sensors wasn't quite fed through enough. So that's an hour of my life I'll never get back. What we've got is, if I can show you, is all of these have been labelled up. Leg sensors, leg motors, everything on there. And those two sensors for the dome, they've been labelled up. We've also got these two cables have been labelled from ages ago. We use those to test things with. And we have the battery box has been labelled up as well. Right, the next stage is to flip that all over and then undo the two screws that hold the battery box in place. I'm not going to screw the battery box cover on just yet because we'll need to just undo it to put the batteries in, so pointless. So yeah, so that just slides as easy as that into there. Then you screw that back up, which I'm not going to do because we need to take the batteries out. And excuse me a second. And we need to turn it around. Pull the cables out this side here. Okay. Slide that sheathing back. And it says to screw that plate back in, but no point. And then we bring this cable here and join it up with that. Without damaging the pins, snap that together. Boom. So that's where we're up to on that stage. And then we need to start connecting everything. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to go away and do that, and I'll be right back in about an hour, I think. We've got all the cables plugged in, and there is quite a few, as you can see. There's some on that board, and if we twist this around, you see there's one on that side, one on the other side, and those two foot sensors are there. They're done. So the next thing it needs us to do, and I do recommend, if you wear glasses, wear the glasses, and if you've got a torch handy, use a torch. That really helps for the labeling. And I've got these files that I'll show you, the circuit board diagrams. I'll put those up now. So, and also a flat-headed screwdriver that helps just push the connections home. So the next thing we need to do is Need to make sure the battery box slides in and out, which it does. And then all it is, so that's no point actually screwing that up at any point, or the battery box. And then the next job now is to do some cable tidying. So let's bring this around here. And it's that foot and that cable. And just need to bind those together. And it's the frame between that cabling. You just got to make sure you take your time, don't rush it, just get it right. Now I'm all fingers and thumbs. So that's the one cable tie done, and then cable gets tied at the back as well, the same cable. Is that the same now? Nice and tight, and I'll clip these off in a minute. And it's the same for the other side. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm concentrating, my tongue comes out like a lizard. Concentrating. My hands have gone all clammy through the heat of the lamps and the stress getting that wiring done. So there you go, we'll clip those off. Oh, there's two more to do, sorry. These two sensors come through the center. I want those quite low, I would imagine. Keep away from the centre rod catching them when the head moves. There we go. And all it is a case of clipping those off. I'll give a quick rundown. So it's those three at the back, and those two at the front. And that's the end of this issue 97. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.